fans coming into the Coliseum as we get ready for game one of a three-game set. It's the fifth game of this seven-game homestand, the A's and the Arizona Diamondbacks. As we have our game time weather brought to you by Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Buy your ride wristbands online and save up to $20 per person. 64 degrees, it's perfect. Humidity at 72% and the winds gusting at 12 miles an hour. We have the Arizona Diamondbacks starting lineup. They come in 23 and 18. Josh Rojas will lead things off. Ketel Marte in that 2 slot. Corbin Carroll just signed that big contract, batting third, playing left field. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. to the DH. Pavin Smith at first base. Dominic Fletcher, a red-hot hitter in right field. Gabriel Marino doing the catching. Alec Thomas in center field. And Geraldo Perdomo rounded out. He is the shortstop, all against the right-hander, Drew Rucinski.
That's it. Drew Rucinski on the bump for the green and gold, making his 4th start. And what to watch for, what to look for out of the right-hander. Well, we know he's not afraid to pitch and attack up in the strike zone. The problem is there's just been a little too much traffic on the base path during the outings for Drew Rucinski. So if he can calm that down, quiet the noise on the base path, I think he's in for a good outing.
Well, here's Josh Rojas, who's hit in 4 straight, pitching there for a strike. Rojas, who came over from the Rockies, as the 0-1 hit into right field for a base hit. So Rojas picks up the single. We have our defense brought to you by your Bay Area GMC dealers. For the A's, Peterson, Allen, Jordan Diaz, Ryan Noah on the infield with Blade, Ruiz, and Laureano in the outfield. Shea Langolier is doing the catching. Right-hander Drew Rucinski looking for his first A's win. You see Shea Langolier's flashing the signs. So here is Ketel Marte, switch hitter. First pitch slider, and it's 0-1.
Well, this Diamondback offense is not afraid to be aggressive. They're not afraid to get it going early. They like to put the bat on the ball. We kind of highlighted their willingness to create offense, generate offense on their own. They're not waiting around to hit the long ball.
Here's the 0-1. Good slider. We have our umpires. We have Hunter Wendelstedt calling balls and strikes. Brock Ballou at first. Ryan Blakeney at second. Marvin Hudson, the crew chief, he's at third.
Huddy.
Marte's hitting 8 of his last 9. Shortstop Allen shaded up the middle.
Well, you can understand why Rucinski's taking a look. Again, this Diamondback offense, they are not afraid to put the game in motion. And I think a good way to establish that early is to generate that offense. So Rucinski checking in.
Almost looks like Langoliers is crossed up there. Curveball misses. Now 1 ball, 2 strikes on Marte.
We see Shea just kind of bodying up, making sure he keeps that thing in front of him. Here you've gotten 2 pretty good swings in your favor from Marte. Going back to the well.
Oh, pop up going out is Peterson, so is Allen. Long way to go, and Peterson makes the catch in shallow left field. There is 1 away.
Now batting the left fielder, number 7, Corbin Carroll.
Well, time now for the tendencies, and Hunter Wendelstedt is extremely tight in the strike zone on left-handed hitters inside. Inside, you're not going to get much as a pitcher. In the strike zone, really all but disappears, just becomes a keyhole to have to throw to with 2 strikes. So as far as offense goes, I think you're liking Hunter Wendelstedt if you got a bat in your hand, especially if you're a left-hander with a bat in your hand.
Yeah, and he's kind of unique, right? I mean, you don't really see umpires with those kinds of numbers, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's a large variance, but what you understand is with 2 strikes, you have got to make a pitch really over the plate if you think you're going to get a call. He makes it tough.
Carroll 2 for his last 22 as he takes high.
You know, Johnny, we talk about umpires hunting the strike as opposed to trying to keep a tight strike zone for, you know, whatever reason. But the idea of looking for strikes, you feel like also helps promote offense.
There's a 1-1. Chased and missed on the slider, 1-2.
Lord knows we are looking to create offense in this game today. There's that tight little slider, little hybrid cutter action under the hands of Speedy Carroll.
Brzezinski's last start was in New York. 5 innings, 6 hits, 7 runs. You know, he breezed through those first 2 innings, then had a tough time in the 3rd inning. Of course, the error did not help him, but not a long ball in the 5th, so he just hasn't quite got in that good rhythm yet. So 1-2, misses high, 2-2.
Well, and for Brzezinski, that's what's important, is creating that rhythm, right? And the defenders behind you, they appreciate that. But I also think that can play into maybe some of the command issues that he's experienced here recently.
Two has popped up. Ryan Noda, and they're 2 away.
Now batting
You see Torey Lovella there, skipper, in his 7th year with the Diamondbacks. Former A.
That's right. And the note at the bottom there, former manager of the year. When Torey got the job, there were questions about where the club was at in terms of, are we rebuilding, are we competing? But understanding that you get a guy like Torey in there, and I think instantly you feel like you're headed in the right direction.
When you look at how young, I mean, they were waiting for some of those guys like Alec Thomas and Corbin Carroll, you know, and you see this guy in the 6th slot, Dominic Fletcher. Of course, Jake McCarthy is down in AAA, which was kind of a surprise to me, because, you know, I thought he was a big part of their future. He still could be, as Gurriel takes a slider away.
Yeah, you know, and I think if you talk to some of the guys in the clubhouse and you talk to some folks familiar with the Diamondbacks, they'll tell you that McCarthy, without a doubt, factors into the future. And there's also just a bit of a different vibe around the clubhouse, and maybe even in the lineup with a guy like McCarthy up. So, yeah, maybe a little interesting.
I just thought it's kind of intriguing when you talk about an outfield of Corbin Carroll, Alec Thomas, and Jake McCarthy. I mean, that's unique. The speed in that outfield, you don't see that like that.
Well, they've dubbed it the no-fly zone.
Right.
Is what they call it. When
right?
You've got those 3 out there roaming around the bob.
There's a 3-0 pitch. That's in there for a strike. Gurriel's hit in 5 straight. .412 in the month of May. The 3-1 that misses, gets away from Langolier. So walk. It's 1st and 2nd, 2 outs.
Well, you called it, Johnny D. Take you back to Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. The skipper, Torey Lovella, doing some yard work. Left-handed swing, huh?
Impressive. Here is Pavin Smith. Yeah, I mean, they had some lean years there for a little while with the Diamondbacks, but they love what they have right now. And here is Pavin Smith. Yeah, he swings and misses at a slider, 0-1. Smith was really struggling last year. Hit 220, went down to AAA Reno, and then he got hurt. So, you know, really he got back the last 2 weeks. They said, here, we'd like you to play winter ball in Dominican. He said, absolutely. And he got his confidence back. Swings and misses 0-2.
Well, that's exactly what winter ball is for. Should you struggle, you'd like to kind of go into your resting period. Don't really call it an off season because, I mean, heck, you're playing ball. It's wintertime. But to gather that confidence, iron out whatever kink you might have in your hose, And I can tell you from experience, going and playing winter ball, things that you really want to work on. It's a great game environment to get that high-level work in. So you'd like to go out and perform, no question, but there is work to be done.
0-2 hit back to Rosinski on a couple of hops. No runs, he hit a walk, 2 left. We're through half an inning. The A's coming up. And the A's starting lineup looks like this. Esteury Ruiz will lead things off in center field. Ryan Noda in that 2 slot. Brent Rooker leading MLB in OPS. Batting third. J.J. Bleday in the cleanup spot. Shea Langoliers doing the catching. Laureano in right. Jace Peterson at third base. Jordan Diaz at second base. And Nick Allen, the shortstop, will bat ninth. All against the right-hander, Merrill Kelly.
That's right, right-hander Merrill Kelly on the bump for the Snakes, making his 9th start. Record's awash at 3-3. The ERA sparkling 3.18. And I kind of highlighted what Merrill Kelly has been able to do for the Diamondbacks, and that is pitch deeper into the ball game.
He chops one foul.
In a day and age where I think you are constantly looking to identify arms that you can plug into the starting rotation that you know you can pretty much pencil in for 5, 6 plus.
Off the glove of Rojas, throws to first just in time to get, and they're going to check it. They want to check it. Ruiz said right away. He said, I beat that.
That's it. I'm with you, JD. This was beaten out. All it took was for that slight little fumble, just the mishandle here from Rojas, who elevates, makes a great effort. The problem is Ruiz is a runner. He's a track star.
What? He beat it. Ooh, it's close. I think he beat it. Wow, so 5-3 on the putout. Interesting. They are not challenging. Here's Noda. As that one hit up the middle. Perdomo, 2 down. Here's our defense for the Arizona Diamondbacks, brought to you by your Bay Area GMC dealers. See Rojas, Perdomo, Marte, and Smith on the infield, with Carroll Thomas and Fletcher in the outfield. Gabriel Moreno doing the catching. Merrill Kelly, veteran right-hander on the hill, 34 years old.
Well, what you've seen from Merrill Kelly again is getting deep into the ballgame. Outside of his first outing, he's completed at least 5 innings in each of his starts.
You know, Rosinski trying to do what Kelly did, go to Korea for 4 years, and he came back kind of a completely new pitcher, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's what we talked about, winter ball, and that's sometimes what, you know, the Nippon League, the Korean League can offer are opportunities to reinvent yourself or reignite the career.
Brent Rooker swings and Misses. Down he goes. A 1-2-3 first for Kelly. We're through an inning. No score.
This telecast is brought to you by Cresco, with 19 Northern California locations to serve your tool and equipment needs.
Top half of the second inning, no score as Rucinski will face a red-hot Dominic Fletcher. Takes a four-seamer away. Dominic Fletcher, Dallas, had quite a series against the Giants. He had 8 hits, and he drove in 11 runs in the series. That's hit down the left field line, slicing in the corner. It's a fair ball. Now Fletcher in a second with a double, continues his tear.
Now batting the catcher, number 14, Gabriel Moreno.
Yeah, for the remainder of the 2023 season, he'll wear patches on the home white jersey to honor A's Hall of Famer Sal Bando and Vida Blue. Love that.
Yeah, that's awesome. That is awesome. I know some fans that when they found out about this were extremely excited. We're asking about, hey, are there going to be shirts? Are the patches going to be available? And what do we got to do? We're talking about two guys who have meant so much to this organization, so much to this community. So I think it is very fitting that we take Sal and Vida along for the ride for the rest of the season.
That's fantastic. Gabriel Moreno takes inside.
And of course, I had to go grab a couple.
Absolutely.
You got to. But those will find a nice home. There he is.
There's a 2-0 to Moreno in there for a strike. A slider, 2-1.
Well, Dosky, I can tell you that the last name Fletcher in an opponent's uniform, there's just something about it. They seem to swing the bat well. It's in the DNA against the Oakland A's.
Peterson, one away, so unproductive at bat for Moreno.
Now batting the center fielder, number 5, Alec Thomas.
Here's Alec Thomas.
Well, that right there is all about making a pitch. You're not looking to let Moreno shoot the ball to the right side. You don't need a deep fly ball somewhere. You're trying to keep him on the ground, punch him out if possible, to eliminate the potential for that productive out that you just mentioned.
Well, here is Alec Thomas. Thomas, of course, played for Team Mexico in the WBC. And this Diamondback, I mean, this outfield is just, I mean, here's a guy, Thomas. You have 3 guys really that can play center field. This guy has great speed, Makes great reads. That misses high. 2-0.
And while you think initially on paper, that's great. 3 center fielders. The problem at times, I think, can be that you do have 3 captains, right? 3 quarterbacks out there who are used to directing traffic. So there does have to be that, I think, period where you're starting to learn and feel what guys do well, how to communicate, when to say when to let the other guys be the athlete. But that's not a problem.
Yeah, so it's a good problem to have, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, for Alec Thomas, and look, I mean, when you talk about McCarthy, when McCarthy comes back up, which he will at some point, you have some decisions to make depending on how Fletcher's doing. Maybe one of them is a trade piece. Sinski delivers. Here's Jordan Diaz, 2 down.
Now batting.
And that's when Rucinski's on. He gets the ground out, 3 ground ball outs here in the early going.
Well, if you keep the breaking ball down, that can help. And it's the idea of understanding you're going to pitch up in certain moments and really for effect and for your out at times. But nobody ever gave up a homer with a ground ball.
Factual. Here is Geraldo Perdomo as he takes a strike. He has 1 for his last 19. Still hitting 321, 329. He's having a nice year. Again, we talk about no break in the lineup when the A's are playing the Rangers. Same thing is true right now is with this Diamondback club, although some guys are slumping. That's still a pretty solid lineup, 1 to 9.
Well, they feel like they have the ability to turn it over. And to your point about 1 through 9, they feel like they have length right now with the way that some guys have been swinging the bat. And to your point, there's some guys that have been a little colder than they'd like, but
hit to right and hit well. Laureano going back, and it is gone. A 2-run homer for Perdomo. Diamondbacks take a 2-0 lead. That's his 3rd of the year. And again, damage from the bottom of the order.
precisely what we were just talking about.
Now batting the 3rd baseman, number 10, Josh Rojas.
Perdomo, when you take a look at where this pitch is, breaking ball that just kind of sits right in the middle. Slightly down, maybe slightly into the left-hander. And we know that that is a nitro zone for the Southpaws. Down and in, they can just drop the head on the baseball, and that's what Perdomo does.
Here's Rojas, singled in the 1st inning.
Well, you can see how things have gone for Drew Rucinski. Traffic on the base path, not so much. With nobody on, he's done a fine job of quieting the offense. You know, and I can understand a guy coming over, wants to make an impression. He's really taking everything that he's learned and created in Korea and brought it over here and is trying to apply it. But you're also trying to apply it at the big league level for the first time in a while. And it's not to say that the game has changed or evolved while you've been away, but the game of baseball requires you to adjust really from pitch to pitch.
2-1, and that's taken for a strike. 2-2 on Josh Rojas. Grew up kind of emulating Evan Longoria. Now a chance to play on the same team as Longoria we saw earlier today. Here's the 2-2. Bender misses 3-2.
Tell you, Longo, one of my favorite people of all time. Just a quality human being, quality guy. And we were kind of joking about some of the ribbing he's been getting from the younger guys.
You being the old guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's as soon as I saw him running out to take ground balls before the game, I just yelled at him, "Viejo!"
That one hit down the right field line, hooking in the corner and hooking foul. Well, it's funny how fast it goes, right? Because I can remember, it seems like yesterday, Eric Hinsky talking to me, and he said, look, we have this young guy with the Rays, with Devil Rays at that point. His name's Evan Longoria. Remember the name, right? And Eric Hinsky was the old guy, right? There he is.
Well, there's Longo, and I mean, you can see his presence matters.
Past the diving Diaz, the second hit for Rojas. That'll give Marte a chance.
The second baseman, number 4, Ketel Marte.
Once again, Rojas doing a good job of just getting the bat to the baseball. I think right now what you're seeing is Brzezinski maybe catching a little too much plate, maybe more plate than he'd like, but also a decent job of hitting from the Diamondbacks.
There's Ketel Marte. 10 for his last 34, former Mariner. Scooped up nicely by Noda. Inning is over. 2 runs, 3 hits, a man left. We're through an inning and a half.
At MLBshop.com. Check out the largest selection of authentic caps, t-shirts, collectibles, and more. You can gear up with your A's at MLBshop.com.
Here is J.J. Bleday to lead things off. Bleday, Langoliers, and Laureano. Bleday takes a strike. Bleday just recently joined the A's. Chopper foul.
Well, J.J. Bleday is a guy, I think, much like Brent Rooker, who are getting regular, everyday opportunities. And if you're a player who believes that you still have what it takes to compete and to stick in the big leagues, you're just trying to take advantage of those kinds of opportunities. And I think what we've seen, not only from Bleday, but obviously from Brent Rooker, are 2 guys who have done a phenomenal job of taking advantage of those opportunities.
And you want to see what they can do with 350, 400 at-bats, right?
Yeah.
There's the 1-2. That misses a little bit low.
I mean, so often we talk about taking stock of where an entire team is, you know, at about 30 to 40 games. And so you think, well, what's the fair way to evaluate a player in that same sense?
Good changeup from Kelly.
Yeah, that is a nasty change piece. Well, we're going to show you the whole toolbox from Merrill Kelly. Your StatCast powered by Google Cloud. See the 4-seamer, the changeup, which you just got a taste of there. Cutter, curveball, sinker, slider. So you've got 6 offerings, really 3 variations of the fastball that you can put in one bucket. Then you got the changeup, the curveball, and the slider. Everything moving away from the right-handers aside from that changeup.
Moreno and Smith, Pavin Smith makes the catch near his own dugout.
Let me show you how things have gone for Merrill Kelly. At home, maybe not so much. Bit of a road warrior, though, huh?
Indeed. And to be honest, tough place to pitch.
Yes.
Chase Field, right?
Not easy. Not easy. The ball can jump at times.
Did he kind of reinvent himself in Korea? He got confidence. He came back from Korea just a different guy, right?
That's exactly what those trips are for, to figure out who you are, who you think you can become. And much like we've talked about with Rucinski, you're trying to come back and show that, you know, whatever conversations are had about the difference between competition levels, whether it be, you know, in Japan or Korea, that you still have to get outs. You still have to make pitches. You know, guys overseas are not just rolling over. They're not just automatic outs. You have to be effective.
The 0-2. Got him.
Another changeup.
Or no, they're calling it, I think they're calling that I think he just did get a piece of it, so it's a foul ball. And Lovello is coming out, said that was a foul tip that was caught by my catcher, so I think he's got a little conversation with
I got the
Wendellstead.
help when I looked at the baseball, this big stuff mark.
Yeah, Hunter's saying, no, that hit the ground. He's saying, are you sure it hit the ground? Are you positive it hit the ground? I'm with him.
Yep. 0-2.
Take another look. You see it just catch the dirt.
I wasn't sure Lorani made contact with it.
Hey, we'll take it.
Yeah, absolutely. Rojas. And it's another 1-2-3 inning for Kelly. We're through 2 here at the Coliseum. Well, Corbin Carroll will lead things off. It'll be Carroll, Gurriel Jr., and Pavin Smith. 3, 4, and 5 to base Rucinski. As the pitch that Corbin Carroll misses outside 1-0. And you know, one thing that has really kind of impressed Lovello and just the entire Diamondbacks brass corps, he got that nice contract. It just is not just the talent, but just the makeup and determination of this kid, Carroll.
Well, you know, Dosky, I've always talked about guys arriving at a point in their career where they get cashed out and they can do one or two things. You get cashed out, you can check out, or you can really start to buy in. And what I mean is you're motivated by different things. Maybe maybe some guys are motivated by the dollar. Maybe it's the money. So if you get the money, what do? Do you now really start to play the game and prepare with your hair on fire, like every day could be your last? Or do you say to yourself, hey, you know what? I've got the money. Let's take it slow. We don't want to, those are two very different mindsets.
Right. I mean, look, they signed this guy, and he gets $111 million, and actually it'll probably be a discount, right, when you consider what he would have gotten, right? The pitch misses inside.
And that's the thing is, when you identify a talent that you feel like could probably end up playing his way out of your realm, well, you want to do everything you can to keep him here as early as possible. See Corbin going to take his timeout, step back in, and get ready for the payoff pitch.
And with that investment, you don't see that a lot. Misses high ball 4. So Carroll walks to lead off the third, especially in a guy 22 years old, right?
No,
they had control over for a while.
Right. Well, think about our boy Longo, Evan Longoria, that we were just talking about. Tampa Bay identified him early. The talent was there. They knew what they wanted to lock up for the foreseeable future, and they did not let him get away, so to speak. Right? They got their guy.
And they got a discount at the time, right?
Fair to say.
Here's Gurriel Jr. He takes inside.
Oh.
Very close. We see the last 10 games, what Gurriel has done. He walked back in the first inning. Two runs, 4 hits for the Diamondbacks. No runs, no hits for the A's.
There's Longo.
Yeah, he's played kind of a. And look, he said coming in, I'm not here to be a coach. I want to play. And he's got a lot of playing time. He's battling with Rojas.
Well, the thing for Longo is he knows where he's at in his career, but he also knows how good he is. And it's okay to be a veteran player who still feels like they've got a lot to give, enough to give to where I understand you want me to help bring some guys along, but let's not forget that I can still play this game. I can still get down.
See the numbers for Longo there. I mean, look, he could play long enough, I think, to hit 375, 380 home runs. I mean, he's had an incredible career. He's closing in on, well, he's about 100 hits away from 2,000 for his career. He's had a tremendous career. 2-0 in there for a strike.
Well, that'd be a nice number for Longo to get to, you know.
He was born in '85, so 37 now, going on 38. Lourdes Gurriel was the hero.
Yeah, he had himself a big knock last night, huh? But Gurriel, think about his years in Houston.
A little bit hard, but foul outside third and down the line.
Well, this is what we just mentioned. Knocked down the line. Pulled a double off Rogers. Guy who was not easy to barrel up.
That was off the right-hander Tyler Rogers. His twin brother Taylor's on the in that bullpen as well. That one hit deep to left center on the move. Ruiz, he looks up and it is gone. A 2-run homer for Gurriel Jr. It's 4-0 Arizona. That's his 6th of the year. RBIs 22 and 23. That ball got out of here in a hurry.
Well, and interesting that we were having the conversation before the game about the lack of power that the Diamondbacks have experienced. But this is the second long ball of the evening, and this one again located really on a tee. And Gurriel, as I mentioned, the years in Houston, those are pitches that he just doesn't miss.
There's Pavin Smith as he takes low. Smith, a comebacker in that first inning. Ruiz shaded towards right center. Here's the pitch. Change up misses low. 2-1.
We see Rucinski kind of talking to himself.
Already at 55 pitches on the night. Noda. One away.
What happens out there is give up a knock, you give up a walk, whichever order, and you start to have those, affirming conversations with yourself. This is where we're at. Nobody hurt. Make sure we're out in front. Those little individual personal cues that you try to give yourself to get you back into a mind state where you can get back to attacking the strike zone.
There's Fletcher as he swings and misses at a slider. Fletcher now 9 for his last 16.
Well, we've dubbed his brother Babe Fletcher.
Yeah.
Let's hope that doesn't run in the family.
And they both played for Team Italy in the WBC. Pitch misses 1-1.
What an experience.
Right?
Right.
With your brother?
Yeah, we're just talking about the Rogers brothers who are taking up space in the same big league bullpen. Imagine playing for your country alongside your brother.
Now the Roger brothers, it's funny because they have dreamt their whole life of pitching in the big leagues on the same team. They play catch together, they hang out together. They're thick as thieves, and what a great story in the same big league bullpen. Laureano, 2 down.
Well, isn't that's how you draw it up in the backyard, right?
Right.
Could you imagine one day, you, me, big league, same team? It's a reality.
They're playing wiffle ball. It's funny because one's left-handed over the top, the other's down
all the
low
way
right
down
side.
there.
Yep. Here is Moreno. Gabriel bounced out to the third baseman, Jace Peterson, in the second. The curveball misses. Moreno 11 for his last 27. I mean, the bottom of this order is pretty tough for the Diamondbacks. There's a 1-0. And misses high. 2 balls, no strikes. Moreno, I mean, look, he's taken over the catching duties, and Carson Kelly is out. But when Carson Kelly comes back, we'll see what happens. I mean, this guy is really impressed. I mean, his work ethic, he's one of the better defensive catchers, great athlete.
Well, the work ethic is, I think, what has caught my ear, because that has been said multiple times when asking questions about how things are going for the Diamondbacks roster and what that looks like. You've said what we see in Moreno coming into this series really excited us, because we've heard a lot about Estuary Ruiz and his ability to run. We'd like to see that matchup, they said.
Yeah, this guy, as he walks, is the opposite of eyewash. He doesn't care who's watching. His work ethic is top of the line no matter what.
And that's, look, if you want to stay at this level, those are things that just have to happen. You have to understand that I have to put the work in no matter where I'm at. And at times you hear some chirping from different corners about doing too much, eyewash. That doesn't help. Look, if it gets you ready mentally or physically or both, you do it.
Absolutely. And he has done it. Now they're going to have some decisions to make, because he has cemented himself in that. He's done it with the bat, done it with the glove, does it with his arm. Pitch taken for a strike. 1-1.
That's a great sinker from Rucinski. I feel like if he can dial that up again, it'd be a great pitch. 2 strikes against a left-hander. Start that at the hip.
J.J. Bleday And the inning is over. A couple of runs on the 2-run homer by Gurriel. We're through 2.5.
Bark in the Park is back. What's a better way to watch your green and gold than with your furry best friend, right? Well, get your tickets to bring your hound to see the mound every Tuesday game starting tomorrow. For more information on Bark in the Park, visit athletics.com/bark.
How great is Bark in the Park? You kidding me?
Huge fan. Huge fan.
Here is Jace Peterson facing Merrill Kelly. Curveball for a strike. Kelly's retired the first 6 he has faced. He struck out a couple. Jace Peterson, his at-bats are getting better and better. More seamer in there for a strike.
Well, I think early on you're trying to figure out timing. And once you start to get comfortable, I think that really helps you settle into an approach that you can be consistent with, whether it's looking for a certain pitch or looking in a location or just feeling like you're locked in, you know, being able to adjust to velocity, whatever it may be.
And sometimes it can be simple as a walk, right?
That's it. Just to kind of remind you, hey, I'm a pretty good assessor of the strike zone. I know what I like.
There's Marte. 1-1.
Take a look at this. You want to talk about having an impact? The Brent Strom effect. Great pitching coach, longtime pitching coach in Houston. You see there the work with Garrett Cole, Charlie Morton, and now here Merrill Kelly and Zach Gallen, a couple guys who have been lights out. And there he is, Stromy, clipboard in hand.
Yeah, he's a guru. Jordan Diaz, the hitter. I'm talking about Zach Gallen, though. Zach Gallen, you know, I asked you about Greg Maddux and how, you know, I thought at some point he might have more wins than walks, as the 1-0 hit foul down the left field line. But look, Zach Gallen is 2 away right now. I think he has 6 wins or 5 wins and 7 walks, or 6 wins and 8 walks. But he's a guy that look, it's an incredible stat. Probably will never be done. But Maddux almost did it. He was 1 away. I think he had 19 wins and 20 walks.
That is
unfathomable, right?
It really is. One, because you're talking about a guy hanging around long enough to factor into that many decisions. Think about your team winning that many games. You're probably a big part of that. And so when you see a guy start to go through an evolution and you start to see him pitch and pitch to the production level that we have seen from Gallen, and you start to think about all-star, perennial all-star, Cy Young conversation.
Yeah, he's going to win. I mean, he hasn't won one yet. He's going to win a couple of them, I think. I mean, he could win one or two of those Cy Youngs, right? I mean,
with that command?
Yeah.
If that's, I mean, because that tells me this is something innate. He knows how to pitch. He knows how to throw balls on purpose when he wants. That's the conversation we have about command.
They call him the milkman, Zach Gallen. Well, Kelly's retired 7 straight. Rojas, 2 down. 8 in a row retired by Kelly.
Oh, good play by Rojas. Go to the backhand. Straightened up, made a nice, long, strong throw across the diamond.
There's Nick Allen. Allen, a 3-hit game the other day. He did have a base hit. He had a bunt singled in the game yesterday. You know, the A's, they had the bases loaded, nobody out, and then Ruiz hits the ball back to Heaney, who barehands it. They get the 1-2-3 double play, kind of a microcosm of the A's season. That was so frustrating. Bases loaded, nobody out, and they could not score.
Well, it was that backhand just kind of, or that barehand, excuse me, just kind of took the wind out of the sail of the Oakland A's.
0-2, misses away. And you had your guy up there, right? 447 runners in scoring position. And it's Esteury Ruiz with the bases loaded, nobody out.
Not a better man for the spot, right, as far as things are going right now.
That's hit foul. Now, Merrill Kelly, I mean, look, before Korea, he had some lean years. He was still trying to figure it out. 1-2 misses inside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. And like Rucinski and Merrill Kelly, I think he thought he may be over there for a year, maybe 2, but he liked it over there, and he's pitching well.
Well, there's something to be said for settling into an environment that you feel comfortable in.
Here's Rojas again. And the throw's offline. And Allen's going to get to second base. He's going to round second and hold there. So that's a break. E5, and now the A's have a runner in scoring position.
You could see that Rojas realized just how hard Nick Allen was busting it down the line and realized, I've got to get rid of this. As he looks up, hey-oh, time to go. Holds on to it a little too long. Pavin Smith can't make the play. But what you do have is Fletcher doing a great job of backing up out there in right field. And you can see the Diamondbacks, that is something they have done a nice job of, and that is catching and throwing the baseball.
Yeah, he took a lot of time. Here is Ruiz. Ruiz grounded out to Rojas, the third baseman, back in the first inning. Ruiz with his first home run in the A's 9-7 win over Texas 3 days ago.
Take a look one more time. You can see that head down, but you see how much space, how much ground Rojas ends up covering from the time he catches the ball to the time he ends up letting that throw go, and that's Nick Allen making up space.
Ooh, a busted bat looper will fall in for a base hit, and the A's are on the board. Now 4-1 Arizona. Ruiz picks up his 21st RBI of the year.
And wouldn't you know it, Esteury Ruiz coming up big in a clutch spot, just muscling this two-seamer out over the head of Tel Marte. He can't get to it. And old Nicky Pickett gonna come around and score easily. 2 outs, he's moving the swing of the bat.
There you go, wow. 436.
You just look at the names on that list. I mean, those are some high-profile, run-producing guys. And for Estuary Ruiz in his rookie season as a leadoff hitter.
Good jump. And no chance to get him. No chance. So another stolen base for Ruiz. And you can see the jump he got. I mean, there's no chance for Moreno.
Well, look at this. I mean, 2 steps into it, he's at top speed.
Yeah, the burst is incredible. For Ruiz, that's his 19th stolen base of the year, which leads the major leagues. 1 and 2 on Noda. Man, is he fun to watch.
It is a reason to buy a ticket, in my opinion.
Noda grounded out to the shortstop. Perdomo in the first.
If there's any fan base that can appreciate what it looks like for a guy to reach first base and then turn it into a track meet, it's the green and gold faithful.
No question. Noda swings and misses. Down he goes. Vince Cotroneo will join you innings 4 through 6. 1 run, a hit, an error, and 1 left. We're through 3.
But they'll take it. 4-1 Arizona. And alongside Dallas Braden, Vince Cotroneo with you. Hi, Dallas.
Hi, Vinny. How you doing?
Good. See if Drew Rosinski can settle down a little bit after the A's got one back to tighten things up. What have you seen from Drew so far?
Well, what we talked about is the need to command the baseball, right? The free passes have been a bit of an issue for Drew, but right now, well, you're just trying to fill the strike zone up. And that pitch right there is an important one for him, the breaking ball, not only landing it for strikes early, but you've got to be able to keep that pitch down. He's done a decent job of keeping these guys on the ground.
So Perdomo was up in the second inning, and that slider seemed to go right into the bat head.
That's the honey hole for the left-handers.
The 2-out home run. I mean, the home run, of course, on its own is a punch to the gut. But when it happens with 2 strikes, I mean, with 2 outs, it's doubly frustrating.
That's a dagger. It is. And that's the one you go back and you assess later after the outing. And where was it? Was it too good with 2?
And I mean, Perdomo's the 9 batter. Nothing again. I mean, this is a very good offense. 270 batting average, first in the National League. But Perdomo bats in that spot for a reason that you should be able to maybe have the upper hand on.
Well, and again, that's why when you go back and you start to look at video and you think about the count, you think about pitch location, you ask yourself, is there any thought to me maybe trying to bury that one? And that very well could have been the case, just errant location. Oh.
Well, Drew's certainly looking for pitches to go his way.
Well, Vinny, I'm going to tell you right now, as far as Hunter Wendelstedt's strike zone is concerned, with 2 strikes, down disappears, into the left-handers disappears. It's just really almost non-existent. So Rosinski has probably seen a couple pitches that could have gone his way that just have not.
And we talked about this yesterday. I mean, Mark Kotsay was ejected arguing a pitch, in the game against the Rangers. Key pitch in the 7th inning to Jonah Heim. It could have gone from 1 ball and 2 strikes. Instead, it went to 2 balls and a strike, and the leverage shifted to the hitter.
Oh. Well, the frustrating part about that is how important converting counts is. And if you're a guy like Rosinski who doesn't really have the ability to reach back and grab a 95 and just say, here's your best, here's my best, let's see who wins, you're going to need strikes to be strikes. You're going to need that. Otherwise, you're playing into the hand of the opponent.
Leadoff hitter up for the 3rd time in the 4th inning. That's not a situation you want to be in very often, as Jose Rojas is at the plate. Already 2 hits tonight. His error led to the A's scoring their first run in the bottom of last inning. The one fun thing that's going to be interesting to watch develop the storyline in this series between the A's and the Diamondbacks will be speed.
Oh, yeah.
It's just watching guys on base, watching guys run the ball down in the alleys with some great athleticism on both sides.
Well, talking to Luis Gonzalez, the great Gonzo, before the game. Oh, man, you want to talk about a beautiful human being? That is Gonzo. But he was saying, yeah, we kind of called it the no-fly zone with our outfield. You get McCarthy and you got some track stars.
There's a smash toward Ruiz and a great break on it. He's there to make the catch.
Now batting the second baseman, number 4.
Vinny, in spring training, we were asked, you pick any player, pick a player, game on the line, who do you go to? First name that came to my mind, and maybe it's because, I know Gonzo a little bit, have a relationship. I said, hey, Gonzo, give it to me. You got the great Mariano Rivera on the mound, ready to lock it in, and Gonzo said, I'll fight you off. So, yeah, you go ahead and give me Gonzo.
He wears a lot of hats for the Diamondbacks, and he always has a smile on his face doing it. Doing some television for this series with Steve Berthiaume on the Diamondbacks broadcast. Yeah, 2001 cemented that Luis, if he was going to buy any more dinners in the Valley of the Sun, that was going to be a story.
Yeah.
They beat the Yankees. It was with Gonzo in 1991 at Riverfront Stadium when he was making his debut there. Bouncy ball up the middle, and man, just off the glove of Allen. And Perdomo's going to hustle to third base. You got to keep track of all the athletes on the Diamondbacks side. Well, here's history.
How about the stance? Wide open. Darren Moe to throw that cutter in there. He obliged, and Gonzo delivered.
Infield played in, credit to stolen base. A lot of things happened leading up to Gonzo becoming the hero in Diamondbacks lore.
And let's not forget the incredible call by the late, great Tim McCarver
He first guessed it.
Setting up that entire moment, what to expect. I mean, look, if you're watching the ball game, you could probably bet that you were getting a cutter from Mo. But to just kind of put that on your plate and let you do with it what you will, just a great call from Tim McCarver. There's southpaw Sammy Long starting to crank in the pin for the green and gold.
And they wanted to choke off that run at third base, so they gambled by playing the infield in the sense that, as he said, that the jam shot's going to land just like this one is in the glove of Nick Allen. Perdomo tags. He may have left too soon as he crosses the plate. He makes it 5-1. It sure seemed like when Nick made that catch that Perdomo may have raced toward the plate a little bit quick, but he could really motor.
Well, that was the surprising thing, was you can watch Nick Allen as he's ranging back on this ball. He's got to take a little bit of a detour, and you can see the few extra steps. But let's take a look. Oh, no.
Not even close.
Nope, that's just how fast Perdomo is. And you just kind of touched on it, Vinny. They are some athletes on this team.
So Corbin Carroll gets a sacrifice fly that traveled about 200 feet. And again, we talked about it all weekend, Dallas, and it's been an ongoing saga for the Athletics, and that is trying to find that shutdown inning. Diamondbacks have scored in 3 straight frames now, and he's got one back in the bottom of the third, and trying to put a stop sign up to keep the momentum on your side has really not been something the A's have been very good at this year.
Vinny, that's how you do start to create momentum, is by bringing momentum to a halt on the other side. As pitchers, we want to get our guys back in the dugout as quickly as possible for 2 reasons: get them off their feet and get them comfortable, but you also want to apply the pressure to your opponent, to your counterpart. And how do you do that? Well, if you're on the bench, he's on his feet, he's on the mound. That's how you do that. Efficiency in your outing, getting ahead.
Gurriel, part of baseball royalty from Cuba. His half-brother Yuli starred for years with the Astros, now with the Marlins. Lourdes Sr. He was quite the baseball attraction in Cuba.
Well, I've been calling our friend Lourdes here Yuli for the first 4 innings, and I think it's really just because you see that name and you expect him to rake. That's just what they do.
Now a walk to Gurriel, puts runners at first and second, and more pressure, and that's going to be it for Drew Brzezinski. And looks like it's going to be the left-hander Sam Long. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and smog experts. 5-1 Diamondbacks.
Pacifico Beer. Head to orderpacifico.com and get beer delivered to your door now. Pacifico Beer. Please drink responsibly.
Tough night for the A's veteran right-hander Drew Rosinski, and Oakland trailing 5-1, and Sammy Long now comes on in relief. See if he can slow things down and give the A's a chance to continue a comeback here. Sam worked once in the Texas series.
Well, Vinny, these are important outs, important innings.
Pavin Smith at the plate.
And I can tell you from experience, having been a guy who was asked to come in spots like this and get an out, get 3 more, maybe 3 more after that, you have to take pride in being the guy that gets their phone number rang in this moment. Because what you can do, what you can provide for your club right now is a huge alleviation of stress moving forward. Not only through the remainder of this series, getting ready to hit the road, it'd be nice to have everybody with a fresh breath under their belt.
A little slow roller, and Allen to his left. Nice play by Nick. And Sammy Long gets the job done. A run home for Arizona, and on to the bottom of the 4th inning. It is 5-1 Diamondbacks.
Major League dreams and play on the same fields as your green and gold in Mesa, Arizona from January 10th to the 16th in 2024. Enjoy a one-of-a-kind experience that includes daily games, hands-on baseball instruction from A's alumni, unforgettable memories, and more. Visit athletics.com/fantasy camp to register and learn more. You got that, Vinny? That's athletics.com/fantasy camp. And what we're going to do, we're going to work on your perceived velocity, some extension. We're going to get you out front.
I'm all for it. I would love to have instruction from you and the other stars of the fantasy camp.
Well, let me tell you this. We got a fellow by the name of Dave Stewart out there who I have no problem letting do all the talking when it comes to that.
When you give out the itinerary for all the fantasy campers, they look at the hour by hour. Is there like, okay, from 8:15 to 8:45 we have stair class, and Stu comes in and he shows you how to tug the hat down and how to look out right over that thing and give that mean look?
Believe it or not, Vinny, we understand as instructors that we're working with what I'll call a light load as far as talent is concerned. So any way we can up the competitiveness, we look to.
And Perdomo is with it, and there's one out. Well, when you look back on the fantasy camp and the experiences you've had there with the fans that have enjoyed being a part of that experience from day one to the final day of the camp, there had to have been some surprising moments. I mean, guys and gals that have from the first day you saw them to what they ended up with, having their, however small, but having their moment in the sun during the fantasy camp.
Oh, it's beautiful. It is beautiful. You know, you can see them get excited on day one, and they can see the brass ring, right? We've talked about championships. We're talking about getting at bats and double headers and this and that. And then inevitably you have somebody who comes out there coming out of the gate real hot, right? They're going to win the championship on their first at bat. And that's the guy who usually ends up coming out of the box hot, blows a hammy down the line early. Their week is shot. But it's the fans who take their time, pace themselves, and have that sort of aha moment. That's what keeps me coming back.
How good of a fantasy camper would right field Will be?
I believe right field Will would be a first ballot Hall of Fame fantasy camper.
You know what? He could be a fantasy camper because we know he's done this on the side for the Stockton Ports. He could also, when he's not playing, he could be the PA announcer.
Well, and think about when we talk about fandom, how big of a fan are you when you can parlay your fandom into a job at the ballpark?
Exactly.
I mean, he's saying, look, guys, I've been yelling their names from right field for quite a while. Why don't you give me a microphone and check out the magic I can spin? Oh.
Now batting, the catcher, number 23, Shea.
Let's see where this is. Ouch. Just a tough ticket for J.J. Bleday. Tip of the cap to Merrill Kelly. He continues to attack a zone where he, for whatever reason, has gotten some love from Hunter Wendelstedt.
Well, he came into the game with 20 walks allowed in 45 innings, so not a good ratio, and facing a team that has done a good job of getting the walks, third best in the American League, and yet he has been the one that has done the best job of controlling the strike zone.
Yeah, you start to take a look at how things have gone for Merrill Kelly, and that's something that I was paying attention to, Vinny, because over his first 4 starts, he had 13 walks. And then after that, started to settle down. Just 1 walk in each of his last 3 outings. So whatever it is, whatever it was that was affecting Merrill Kelly, he seems to be reeling it in.
Maybe spending more time in the clubhouse next to Zach Gallen.
That can't hurt.
Who's only walked 7 guys this year in 50-plus innings.
And he's got how many wins under his belt as a starting pitcher, huh?
He's leading the league with 6. He's fortunate that they will miss Zach Gallen in this series, but Merrill Kelly is having his way so far.
And that right there is probably the most egregious miss we've seen on the night for Merrill Kelly.
His first 3-ball count of the night, too. Oh, it's not because it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. That's how good it's been. That is Wednesday afternoon's starter, Luis Medina, picked up the baseball. Through 6 innings earlier on the homestand against Texas. His 2 starts have been something to say you want to see more. 5 strikeouts through 4 innings for Kelly, and on to the 5th inning, and it is 5-1 Arizona. Presented by Provident Credit Union is back. Go to NBCSportsCalifornia.com/AST to check out Lynn Ha from Overfelt High School in San Jose. The grand prize winning teacher's school will receive $30,000. You can vote now. One pitch retires Dominic Fletcher. Something about the Fletcher name and the Athletics. David's younger brother, he starts off his first at bat against the A's like his brother's done his entire life, falls out of bed and gets hits, and he doubled and scored his first time. He's 1 for 3 tonight.
Yeah, I like to see a Fletch off the bags. I'm okay with that.
It's like the Fletcher family and Garrett Anderson against the A's.
Yeah, typically it's, you know, maybe hair color, eye color that gets passed down, but it's just Knox against the A's in the Fletcher family.
That's going to get through past Nick Allen, and Moreno has his first hit tonight. Now, the lineup began for Torey Lovello with, including 2 switch hitters, 7 left-handed batters. So this is that opportunity, Dowsey, you're talking about, trying to use that left-hander, try to get one time through the lineup potentially if you're Sammy Long, and keep this thing close for the Athletics.
That's all you can do. That is all you can do if you're Sammy Long, and you can understand why Mark Kotze decides on the left-hander. And Sammy Long is a guy who, no stranger to starting a ball game.
I think he saw the pitch time working against him, stepped off and asked for time and got it.
And the reason that these innings again are so important, I think, when you talk about what we've seen from this team in the offense for the Oakland A's, they have shown the ability to come back, swing the bats late in the ball game. And so if you can keep the score where it's at, get into their bullpen maybe sooner rather than later, you like your chances of making a little noise.
Estes driven in the A's first run tonight, his 21st of the year with that single in the 3rd inning. A nice job by Noda to get one as it comes in for the baseball and gets the lead runner.
Outstanding by Ryan Noda.
Now batting the shortstop, number 2.
And the difference is Ryan Noda looking to try to be able to make this double play happen. And how? Well, he comes and gets his baseball, and on the run, making the throw over to Nick Allen, because Ryan Noda very well could have kind of set back, maybe fielded it and just tagged his bag and got the second out, but you keep a guy out of scoring position.
There'll be no chance there, and Perdomo was showing his speed in all facets of the game. And he's got a bunt single to keep the inning alive, putting Thomas at second base. 3rd time he's been aboard. He's hit a home run. He's scored on a 200-foot fly ball, and now he drops the base hit beautifully up the 3rd baseline.
Well, this is Perdomo taking advantage of the defensive alignment. Back just enough, and that made the decision easy for Perdomo.
And he went around for strike 1. Rojas last inning laced one to center, and it was great to see the jump that Ruiz got on that ball and tracked it. You know, trying to see the playing of Ruiz following the adversity that he had with the 2 errors yesterday and hitting into a double play with the bases loaded. Now, how long would that fester? You know, we had a long conversation with Mark Kotze last night. You know, Mark played center field for 17 years, and he told Ruiz, you know, you have to take charge out there. Even though he's had a lot of mixing and matching with different guys on the corners, it's still his position to command.
And I think as he continues to settle in and just get comfortable with that responsibility and the fact that he does have that voice now, I think we will start to see even more greatness from Esty. But again, you've got that guy right there, Laureano, another center fielder out there. And we kind of talked about this with the Diamondbacks, an outfield full of quarterbacks. You got to know who's calling the audibles.
And, Mark said, I want to be able to hear his voice from the dugout. That communication is important in general, but certainly showing that he is the one that's in charge.
The second baseman,
Going to low the bases now for Ketel Marte, who last inning extended his hitting streak to 16 games. And by the way, this is the anniversary of day one of Joe D's 56-game hitting streak. He only hit .440 during the streak.
Is that all?
His slugging percentage was over 700.
And how many pitchers did he face?
Yeah, not what you have in today's game for sure.
Oh no.
I'm trying to remember. I know the number was under 10. It was either 3 or 7 strikeouts he had in the over 220 at bats during the hitting streak.
Just an incredible run, an incredible display of bat to ball.
That's gonna. First inning single against the White Sox. 56 straight games. Started on this date in 1941. Took the defense of Ken Keltner for Cleveland to stop that streak at 56. Now Sammy's got back into the count at 2-2.
So did you have an answer for the trivia?
The trivia.
How many pitchers Joe D faced during that streak?
Oh, you want me to throw a number out there?
Yeah, why not?
Well, we've got a moment here. So let's see. 56 games. I'm going to say it was probably 67 pitchers.
All right, 66. Ooh, ow. Looks like that is a double doozy there for Marte. Off the knee and the foot. Well, 50,
that might be high, actually.
56 game hitting streak. 54 pitchers faced.
Yeah. Forgot they might have seen the guys on more than one occasion. I don't know if that's the bat that has gotten hits in all 15 games with or not, but he doesn't want to lose it.
No. And I half expected a date with the Moda stick. Throw a little more stick-em on there.
A big moment for Sammy Long. No place to put Marte.
Marte kind of shaking his hand there. Caught that one off the cup. Doesn't feel too hot.
Stays in the fight.
Well, good battle here for Sammy. Take a look at the sequence. Curveball, curveball. Sped him up 3 times with 3 fastballs in a row. Put a little wrinkle in it with that slider, followed up by a curveball. That was the fastball he just fouled off. The 9th pitch of the at-bat.
Still shaking his hand. It's a top hand.
Yeah, that foul ball did not feel good for Marte.
So you're thinking along, right? That we're already at what, 10 pitches now?
Mm-hmm.
Number 11.
Mm-hmm. Well, if the confidence is there, you've got Marte in swing mode, and you've got him sped up now with the fastball. So I think if you're able to take a little off here, if you're Sammy Long, you could probably get your guy.
Right idea, just couldn't quite execute it.
Well, now take note. Where did you see that front foot of Marte? Where did you see his eyes go? He's looking out over the strike zone. So, well-located fastball.
And he got him, pulled the string. Bases loaded and got through it. Keeps the A's close. They trail by 4.
Back. You can make an impact on your community every Wednesday A's home game with Community Impact Wednesdays. For every $10 ticket in the Treehouse Plaza, $5 will benefit the Oakland A's Community Fund. Learn more at athletics.com/value.
And Ramon Laureano starts the bottom of the 5th inning for the A's. Only 1 hit so far for Oakland belongs to Ruiz. It drove in a run in the 3rd inning. Think about Kelly. He has so many weapons from which to choose from.
Well, it is a pick your poison type of approach for Kelly. When you're going good, Vinny, it feels like any finger or fingers that get put down are the right one.
It's off the foot of Moreno.
Well, he came up out of the squat in a hurry. Take a look. Change up right off that knee. And I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting for an equipment company to direct message me and ask me about my prototype. When you think about the gear in the game, there's nothing that any of these guys are wearing that would help prevent or soften those blows. And I know you're thinking, well, pretty sure that hit him in the leg guard.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that part is probably not designed to take the impact that is delivered with these guys down on a knee these days.
So what have you designed?
Well, I can't.
I know, but I mean, is it catching equipment? Is that what you're talking about?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it can. Yeah, it could solve a lot of issues.
Okay.
A lot of issues. Good sinker. Boring in on the hands of the right-hander. Take a look at this life on the fastball. 93, picking up speed, just taking off. For Merrill Kelly, what you're seeing is a guy whose stuff plays in the strike zone, but he's showing you how to deliver in and then out of the strike zone.
6 strikeouts now for Kelly as Jace Peterson stands in.
Tell you,
some pitches have been called that have been at the bottom or below the strike zone. This one may have been a bit above.
Again, just typically not a place that you've gotten a lot of action from Hunter Wendelstedt.
Four consecutive strikeouts.
Now batting the second baseman, number 13.
Now a word from Pacifico.
Pacifico is a crisp golden lager, brewed for those who know. It's what's behind a label that matters.
Jordan Diaz trying to start something with 2 outs for the A's. There's that cutter, a little slider off the outside corner.
Well, he's got the sinker that you just saw against Laureano. He's got the cutter to keep it away. And what you have with those 2 pitches is the ability to create the intersections that we talk about on both sides of the plate. Fairly efficient outside of that 3rd inning.
Well, Kelly's been tough tonight. 5 in a row and 8 on the night, and a 5-1 D-backs lead. Long back out there, navigated through a bases loaded spot last inning, kept the Diamondbacks off the board, kept the A's within a swing. Corbin Carroll up for the 4th time. He was the 2nd rated prospect in baseball as the season commenced. And he's their leading base stealer, and he's aboard for the 2nd time.
Now batting number 12, Lourdes Furiel Jr.
Pretty simple approach. I think left on left, what you look for is, especially with young guys, is there any sort of bailing on the front side? Are they able to keep that front side closed? Something you work on at a very early age. But it gets tougher once you get to the big leagues. You've got high velocity fastballs you have to account for. The idea of trying to meet a breaking ball at a certain point. So it's a lot easier for us way up here to say, yeah, just keep that front side in, try to see it as long as possible. Yeah? Well, it's 88 with 17 inches of movement. You keep your eye on it.
Top of the lineup for the Diamondbacks. The first 4 batters have been very active, putting a lot of pressure. Peterson, see if they got 2, got to hurry it, and they do. Around the horn, they take it 5-4-3.
Well done.
The first baseman, number 26.
Jace Peterson might have had just a split second where he took to get the grip. Got it out cleanly, though. Diaz whips it on over to Noda. Put a bow on the 5-4-3.
Now Pavin Smith with the bases empty.
Anytime you can erase a Corbin Carroll leadoff knock and then face a left-hander with 2 outs as a left-hander, you'll take that.
Yeah, Smith has not got the ball out of the infield yet tonight. 3 ground balls. These guys put the ball in play. They don't strike out very much. Don't walk very much.
And we also talked about how they didn't hit a lot of home runs. Had to score their runs a little differently, but tonight have flexed the homer muscle a couple times.
Good job by Sammy Long. Now if the A's can figure out Merrill Kelly on the bottom of the 6th inning, it's 5-1 Diamondbacks. To the 2023 Bay Area Sports Hall of Fame Enshrinement Dinner, which comes up on May 25th. This year's class includes Andre Ward, Gary Payton, Julie Foudy, Patrick Willis, and Buster Posey. Go to BASHOF.org for more information.
I tell you, with P. Willie and Buster, there's some There's some run support provided.
Nick Allen has scored the only run so far for the A's and smashed it off of Rojas. And he'll be aboard for the second time. Makes the wide turn and wisely puts the brakes on. There's something that is happening with Nick Allen. And just there's a little bit more confidence growing. Part of that was with the conversation with Mark Kotze one-on-one inside the manager's office and having good results there again.
Well, Nick Allen is a guy who prepares diligently, and he understands that the glove has and will provide him opportunity. But he also has expectations of himself when it comes to the offensive side of the ball. He is a great player, and he knows that he has an opportunity to factor in offensively, but it's a matter of him being confident in each and every at-bat. And I think when guys start to get shuffled around the lineup, maybe after a lack of success or productivity early, because we saw Nick Allen at the top of the lineup, we've seen him move to the bottom of the lineup, and it's really just settling in somewhere in between.
That's off the end of the bat, and Carroll will have that one. Time now for the Indeed resume, and we focus on Ryan Noda, pitches per plate appearance among MLB rookies, and at the top of the list, A's first baseman Ryan Noda. Henderson, Casas, Vargas, and Steer behind him, but Ryan leading the way, leading rookies in on-base percentage. He's got some thump too. A's are down by 4 here.
I saw something today with Ryan Noda that I was actually talking about earlier in the day. See, Richard Lovelady starting to work now. But the work before the game that Ryan Noda has been putting in the cage, out on the field early.
Carroll's going to have some room, and he'll make the play for the second out.
I remember watching a first baseman a few years ago who had been struggling just a bit. And the work ethic was never a question. It's just a matter of putting in the work and being comfortable and confident in that work. Well, I think it's fair to say that that fella got himself out of a funk and probably took his game to the next level. Now he's playing first base over in Atlanta, but some of the same drills, some of the same movements that Matt Olson was executing and applying, some of the same things I saw from Ryan Noda.
And that will end the inning. Johnny D's going to take you the rest of the way as we go to the 7th inning. It's 5-1 Arizona.
Brought to you by your California Ford dealers. Sammy Long, a.k.a. Sammy Long, relief 2 1/3 innings for the left-hander, 3 hits, and that big goose egg right in the middle for the left-hander. You gotta love that. Came in and got himself a 2-ball. Just outstanding work, important work by the left-hander, Sam Long.
Yeah, Sammy looked good. As Lovelady, the new pitcher for the A's. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change tune-up and smog experts. As Lovelady takes over.
That's it. One lefty going to hand the ball to another. We mentioned what this lineup looked like. Littered with lefties, so you can understand why it's Dickie Love that the A's go to.
Pitch to Fletcher in there for a strike. Fletcher has doubled, flied out, and bounced out. He is 1 for 3. But Sammy Long keeping the A's in this game.
Can't ask for much more. You really can't.
2-1 in there for a strike.
And that helps. You know, really, an outing like that helps everybody.
You know, it was emotional for Lovelady when the A's played in Kansas City, went to the place where it all started for him. He had made his big league debut at Kauffman Stadium, and he said he got choked up walking in that place. 2-2, strike 3 call, good pitch.
The catcher, number 14, Gabriel Moreno.
Well, you see Fletcher just walking back, shaking his head. He's caught in between pitches. Hunter Wendelstedt with that 1-2 ring up. He go. I mean, that's just, it's 91 inner third. It's not a matter of nastiness. I think it's just a matter of picking the wrong pitch for Fletcher.
Yeah, was it? You think it's the situation there where he's sitting off speed?
I mean, very well could be. He just, the way he took that pitch, it did not look like he was ready to hit, nor ready to hit the fastball.
There is Moreno's 1 for 2 with a walk. And so kind of a reunion for Lovelady when he went to a place they called the K, Kauffman Stadium, and he said it was really something walking in there, and he was kind of looking on from the dugout, and a lot of memories for him. And Mrs. High and away, 2-2.
I can imagine. You know, and let's just keep this between you and I right now.
I'll keep it low.
I'm a big softie when it comes to stuff like that, and the romance that comes along with the game of baseball.
Second strikeout for Lovelady as he gets Moreno.
Well, how about it? Dickie Love coming in and spinning that slide piece, little backdoor action. Moreno can't catch up.
Thomas is 0 for 3. So 3 consecutive strikeouts for A's pitchers. As Thomas lifts one foul. 5 runs, 9 hits, 1 error for the Diamondbacks. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors for the A's. Here's Lovelady's 0-1. Bouncer off the glove of Lovelady, but fielded by Allen. A 1-2-3 7th inning for Lovelady. We're through 6 1/2. All right, thanks, Brody. Look forward to that. As we go to the bottom of the 7th inning, that's a lot of runs allowed with 2 outs. As J.J. Leday will lead things off against the right-hander Merrill Kelly. Working on a pretty solid start. 1 hopper to Marte, 1 away. That is 8 ground ball outs induced by Kelly. Yeah, see that? He's got a ball.
I like it. You made it all the way down there. Oh, hey-oh. Sharing is caring.
Easy. Rubbing it in. I mean, it's bad enough he got the ball, then he's got to smack his sister. But here is Langoliers. You know, the ground ball out, I mean, that's obviously Kelly's game with his sinker, but he's been missing a lot of bats, too.
Well, he sure has. I mean, the breaking ball's been really good. That right there has been really good. The changeup. He's got, I think, 3 changeups, or 3 strikeouts on the changeup, excuse me.
He's only thrown 81 pitches. There's the 0-2. Jumper foul. That's Adrian Martinez down there, I believe. Right-hander beginning to loosen up.
Speaking of changeups, he's got a nasty one.
I don't know if we mentioned that the A's optioned Zach Neal today to AAA Las Vegas. Here's the 0-2. That's foul back. You know, Martinez pitched some solid games for the A's last year. Huh?
He sure has. And I don't think that there's any question that Martinez believes, along with folks in the organization, that should he be able to, you know, figure out some efficiency, he's a guy that can get outs. He can pitch here. I think at times, you know, guys get touched up a little early and kind of get chased out of the strike zone, and then you're trying to make a perfect pitch 0-0.
0-2 got him swinging. Another strikeout for Merrill Kelly.
That's that change piece. It's been on its best behavior tonight.
Look at the late movement on that pitch.
That's it, just down and disappearing.
That's 9 strikeouts for Kelly. And here's Laureano. Rojas. It's another easy inning for Kelly. We're through 7. Still 5-1 Diamondbacks.
This telecast is brought to you by Toyota. class-leading MPG, and more hybrid models than any other brand. Toyota, let's go places.
All right, well, we go to the top of the 8th. The new pitcher is Adrian Martinez for the A's. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change tune-up and smog experts.
Adrian Martinez back in the big leagues, back in the green and gold.
Here is Geraldo Perdomo, who is 2 for 2 with a walk. He had that home run in the second. Perdomo takes outside. So Perdomo hits the 2-run homer in the second. Then he comes up right-handed and lays a bunt beautifully down the third base line. This whole game, right?
You get a good look at the whole toolbox, the speed, the fact that he was able to tag on that pop-up to Nick Allen.
Here's Noda off his glove. And a beautiful feed to Martinez, and he gets the out. How about that?
Spin some magic, big fella. Reminiscent of a Mark Burley play on opening day so many years ago. He fielded this ball between his legs. Ryan Noda going to kick it a little bit, and then with the throwing hand between the legs.
You kidding me with that?
How about it? Drop a dime one time. And how about Amar becoming a first baseman on the other side of the line? Not easy to do, folks. Just a couple of athletes getting it done.
3-1 on the put-out, but several exclamation points next to it.
Oh, my.
Here is Rojas. Will pop up to shallow center. Nick Allen calling for it. 2 down. There's Marte. What a play. We'll see that a few times, I have a sneaking suspicion.
Probably. I mean, I'll watch it 25 times in between innings.
Marte 1 for 4 on the night. That was Mark Burley-esque. There's a 1-0. Good pitch. A change up for a strike.
Well, I can remember that play that Mark Burley made and thinking to myself, well, Gold Glove locked up day one.
Yeah. Remember this is pre-pitch timer, 152, 147, time of game when he pitched, right?
The man that I modeled the approach after.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Get it and go. Let's get to work.
There's 1-2. You know, you watch games from the 70s and the 80s, and these games were 235, 240. There were some long ones, but I don't know where it went as the pitch fouled away. What were the years that adjusting the batting gloves, taking so much time between pitches, the pitchers taking a long time?
Early 90s.
Yeah.
Right? Early 90s. I think late 70s, early 80s, mid 80s. You started to maybe feel the impact of commercialization of the game on another level. And then with the inclusion of sporting equipment, I think that probably had something to do with it. And let's not forget, coming up to the plate, listening to your walk-up song, you know, kind of tasting yourself on the way up there. There's a little of that going too.
Yeah, well, Mike Hargrove was the original guy that took a long time. Off speed, swung on and missed. Martinez a 1-2-3-8. And we are through 7.5. is brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. You see Merrill Kelly 7 strong. A pair of 2-run homers, Perdomo and Gurriel. Drew Rucinski, a tough outing. And Ruiz 1 for 3, that RBI single on the busted bat. There's a fly ball by Jace Peterson deep, and it is gone. What a shot. We told you Jace Peterson's getting locked in.
That's right. Starting to heat up. Starting to feel good at the dish.
That's his 3rd of the year, his 12th RBI. It's now 5-2.
Took no time, did Chase Peterson. 4-seam fastball right down Broadway. Bang-o-rang.
So now a 3-run deficit, and here's Jordan Diaz. I'll tell you, Kelly had retired 6 in a row and 14 of 15 before that home run. Swung on him, his good changeup.
Take another look. 92, really not even middle, almost outer third. Peterson able to get around it. That pull side pop from JP.
Check the swing. Did he go? No swing. I've been watching his at-bats over the last week. Got some line drive outs. He just seems to not be getting fooled as much. He just... Oh, A's may have got a break on that one.
Oh.
Yeah, Lovello got tossed, huh? So Torey Lovello kicked out of the game. He's hot. Rockbeiler, the first base umpire,
said, I can't believe you. I left out the fudge sickles and you didn't put them back.
It did appear on replay that he had a gripe, right?
Well, you can understand it, but
Yeah.
this is the problem here, right? Brock Ballou says, no, stay there. All right, fine.
He warned him. So the count now 2-2 on Jordan Diaz.
See Vanny and Strami now going over the X's and O's there with Torey. Being led up by Raymond, the security guard. Take care of him, Ray.
So Diaz walks. And here is Nick Allen. So the A's, I mean, you get a hit from Allen, you bring the tying run to home plate.
And now we start to see the importance of all of those middle innings, right? The work from Sammy Long, what we've gotten from Martinez. This is where you want to make it hurt.
Yeah, Jeff Bannister, you see, the former Rangers manager, will take over as the manager Diamondbacks tonight. Brent Strom going out there to check on Kelly. We'll catch every pitch with the fastest internet and a reliable connection you can count on in the clutch. Even during peak hours, the next generation 10G network. And the Diamondbacks will get, I believe that's Miguel Castro, it is. Castro beginning to loosen up in the bullpen. Their bullpen's been pretty good. Castro will loosen up, and Nick Allen, the hitter. Allen with a bunt single in the game yesterday. That looks good, doesn't it?
Popcorn
ready? You a popcorn guy?
I'm a big popcorn guy.
Me too.
One kernel at a time, though.
Respect it. There's Allen. Picks outside. Five, 9-1 for Arizona. 2-3-0 for the A's. Allen swinging a much hotter bat late. On the right side, going to be trouble. It's through for a base hit. So now you bring the tying run to home plate in Ruiz. Good piece of hitting.
That's a great piece of hitting. And this is the kind of approach I think you want to see a guy like Nick Allen take here. You get the ball away from you just a bit. You know you've got a hole open on the right side with the first baseman, Pavin Smith, holding the runner. So if you are being pitched there, the idea of hitting it there sounds really simple. This is the big leagues. You're trying to hit a round ball with a round bat squarely and in a specific direction. So it's pretty easy to say, heck of a lot harder to do. Looks like that could be it, and it is.
That'll be it for the right-hander Kelly. It'll be Castro after this.
United Credit Union, proud sponsor of the Oakland A's Home Runs for Hunger.
Miguel Castro will take over here for the Diamondbacks as Ruiz represents the tying run. 6'7" right-hander, delivers outside, 1-0.
Well, how about this? Here's Merrill Kelly telling him that right there, that's your runner.
So we're not sure if he got tossed or not. As Castro delivers low.
Kelly going to chew on him a little on his way up top. Let him hear it. Well, how about the numbers for Miguel Castro?
Busted bat looper into shallow left. And going out is Perdomo. They throw to second, double play. Wow. So Diaz, I'm not sure if he lost track of how many outs there were or what, or he thought it was going to fall in. It's a double play.
No, I think this is a matter of losing track of how many outs there are, which is unfortunate. With Diaz being the second hitter in this inning, he watched Jace Peterson hit a homer.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how you can lose track of the outs if it's you think there's 2 outs and there are no outs, because that's.
Well, that's kind of why I mentioned where he's hitting. You're the second hitter in the inning. You've just watched the leadoff homer take place. Right. You take your at bat and you are on base. The guy behind you is on base.
Yeah. Yep. So yeah, that's tough, and you can't assume that ball's going to fall in. Off speed, swung on a missed 1-1.
Well, look, that's, you know, at times it is what it is. You have to be critical of what we're seeing here.
Yep.
And that's not a matter of thinking the ball is going to drop. That is a matter of losing track of how many outs there are.
Yep.
And that is a mental mistake that cannot happen. Just can't.
Yep.
Well, I don't think either side right now are too happy with what they're getting from this umpiring crew.
Kotze was shaking his head.
See what we get here from Noda on the side swing. Borderline, I can understand why he might get the call.
So yeah, base running blunder, and the A's just, they can't, the margin for error is not great. You cannot make those mistakes. 1-2 misses away.
You got to figure you're a swing away.
Right.
You're a swing away from tying the ball game and it starting all over.
With the 2-2. So Allen will be off on this pitch. Runner goes, and the pitch misses, and again the A's get a break. They will have a chance to, they'll bring up the tying run in Brent Rooker.
Exceptional at bat there from Ryan Noda. How about the effort defensively from Ryan Noda? A little bit of a kick there at the beginning of the play, but an outstanding recovery. And Adrian Martinez on the back end doing everything he can to hang in there, hold the bag. Just a great reactionary play.
There's Rooker.
We talked about the Burley play. Here it is. Spectacular.
Yeah, incredible. Wow.
And how about Pauly on the back end with the bare hand?
Yeah, I still get the edge goes to Burley, but it's close. I mean, Noda, that heck of a play by Noda. But phenomenal plays. There's the 1-1. Castro having a tough time finding it. 12 pitches, just 4 strikes. 6'7" right-hander. Zach Jackson loosening up. Big swing and a miss on a two-seamer at 95.
Well, he's kept it down from Rooker. Rook just over the top of that. See the left-hander Kyle Nelson working for the Snakes.
Oh, close pitch. The runners will be off on this pitch. Good eye.
Yeah, just missed arm side. See if they go back to it. Got good movement on the fastball. Does he try to challenge Rooker? He's got that homer pop.
Runners go. Fletcher. And the inning is over. So a base running blunder. You got a run on the homer from Jace Peterson. We're through 8.
and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Athletics Investment Group, LLC.
The emotional Stephen Biscotti there. This date, 2018. So Danny Valencia earlier, as Corbin Carroll faces Zach Jackson.
Corbin Carroll not afraid to be aggressive early.
Corbin Carroll, he's unique. He really is. And Diamondbacks feel they have someone here that will be really the cornerstone of this franchise. Like, he's a franchise type player, not just 22, and he's just going to get better and better with the speed, got a little pop, great defender, good off-speed pitch from Jackson there.
Yeah, when you talk about tools for Corbin Carroll, really maybe the only place where he's lacking would be arm.
Yeah.
Arm strength. But everything you just said really almost plays into the hand of the other. Right, if you can run, good chance you've got a good first step, which means you've got the speed to either make up for a poor route, but the likelihood of that from Corbin Carroll, not strong. He's taking good routes. He's getting to the baseball.
Yeah.
So if it's the throwing arm, you know, an efficient route and fundamentally sound, hitting your cutoff man, those are things that can kind of bypass the lack of arm strength.
Saw former Athletic Andrew Chafin in the Diamondbacks bullpen. Man, has he had a nice career, Chafin.
He sure has. Left-handed will travel.
It's classic. He has that that shirt that says failed starter.
Mm-hmm.
So great.
Got to have a little fun.
Yeah. Carroll 1 for 2, a walk and a sacrifice fly. Strike 3 called on the inside edge. Hey, the bullpen's been lights out for the A's tonight.
Throwing up goose eggs. And look, for the folks at home, don't let that little box get in the way of the result here. That's a great pitcher's pitch from Adrian Martinez.
You'd want to get that one, right?
I'm going to need that one.
Moving over for Jace Peterson. Does he have enough room? He does. 2 down.
Well, the benefit of coming in and throwing strikes, I think the rest of the lineup sees that, and I've seen a couple guys here, and Carroll and Gurriel not afraid to get going early.
I'm sorry, I said Jackson, still Martinez in there. Apologize for that. Pavin Smith. Still Adrian, and Adrian is now retired. 5 that he has faced. Struck out 2. Got some help from Noda.
I think Hunter Wendelstedt might be getting a little chilly.
That one hit on the left field line for a base hit. He's digging for 2. And no, a double. Double for Pavin Smith down the left field line.
We'll see if they're going to take a look, but off the bat, J.J. Bleday had a ways to go to get to this ball, and Pavin Smith was thinking 2 the entire way. You see that left hand.
Yeah, did it come off the bag here, Dallas?
No. Oh, yeah, actually. Take a look here, right after the slide.
Oakland is challenging the safe call at second base.
Oh, yeah, he's off. And if that glove of Jordan Diaz holds the tag on the right hand, so you'll see glove is on the hand. Oh, yeah, that's a done deal.
Got him.
In that moment, this is probably going to be our best look. You'll see the left hand come off the bag, and you'll see the glove take up space in between the bag and his right hand. So as the hand comes off the glove, or excuse me, hand comes off the bag, you got to know that that glove is on the other hand.
Yeah, they just don't seem to overturn them too much, though, do they?
They don't, and I don't know how much of this is clear and decisive, because it's not initially.
That's right. I don't know. They're not going to overturn it.
No.
After review, the call on the field stands. The runner is safe. Oakland will lose their challenge.
But you got to understand, Mark Kotsay, 9th inning.
The referee, number 3, Dominic Fletcher.
Can't take the challenge with you. You can talk the crew chief into maybe taking a look at one.
So Fletcher will be the hitter, who's 1 for 4. After the double, that's the 10th hit for the Diamondbacks on the night. Nick Allen. So Martinez with 2 scoreless. Last chance for the A's, 5-2 Arizona.
To the ballpark on Friday, May 26th, to see your A's take on the Houston Astros. After that, head down to the field to see the best fireworks in the Bay and get ready to enjoy a one-of-a-kind pop through the decades fireworks show. That's right. Grab your seats today at athletics.com/fireworks.
Well, Andrew Chafin will take over here for the Arizona Diamondbacks when it's time for a change. The Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and smog experts.
Well, Andrew Chafin, the self-admitted failed starter, tongue-in-cheek. He wears the T-shirt. You see the numbers for the left-hander. It's a guy who brought over to Oakland a couple years ago and took a job out of the bullpen for the green and gold. Finds himself in the desert.
He came up with the Diamondbacks. He's carved out a nice career for the Diamondbacks, 2014 to 2020. An organization as Aledmys Diaz will come up and hit for Bleday in this 9th inning. Nickname is the Sheriff. He's from Kettering, Ohio. He'll turn 33 in June. One in the dirt. Funny, last year, more than half of his walks were to the first batter he faced, and they would just find a way to settle in, settle down. It's a 2-1. Alec Thomas comes up, one away.
Yeah, pretty important getting that leadoff hitter coming out of the bullpen. You're not too interested in putting guys on base, working out of jams. You like to start a clean inning as a reliever, especially if you're going after outs 25, 26, and 27.
Here's Langoliers, struck out twice and fouled out. Diamondbacks looking to go to 6 games over 500. Put some heat on the Dodgers. San Diego has really been mediocre this year so far, huh?
Well, they're not swinging the bats the way that I think a lot of people would expect that star-studded lineup to. And that's, I think, been a conversation point, really, is when is that going to pick up? You know, you've got Juan Soto, Manny Machado,
Corbin Carroll. Here are the probables for tomorrow. Tommy Henry, left-hander, was pitched well for Diamondbacks against left-hander Kyle Muller. Muller looked for his second win. So Henry and Muller, a couple of lefties tomorrow night. You see Muller with Waldachuk. So last chance here as Ramon Laureano takes inside. It's 1-0. The 1-0 pitch. So this should do it. Fletcher, and the ball game is over. It's a 5-2 win for the Diamondbacks as they bring the record at 24-18. A's fall to 9-34.
Yeah, it looks like the green and gold ran into another buzzsaw that was Merrill Kelly. 7 strong, just 4 hits for the right-hander, punched out 9, had himself an outstanding outing. Unfortunately for the green and gold, they dropped game 1 of the series here at the Coliseum against the Diamondbacks.
Yeah, Diamondbacks win at 5-2. Kelly over Rucinski. Now time for A's Post Game Live, presented by Toyota. It starts right now.